So a lot of you will be unlocking the Army of Shadows very shortly. This is the feature here. Once you go on to defeat Igris in chapter 8 of the story mode, you'll finally unlock Igris' shadow, and that will open up a whole world of confusion, because not only do you now have to figure out which hunters to use, you need to look at your shadows and decide which shadows you want to use your resources on to not only unlock them, but also go ahead and upgrade them. These do take resources to do, so you have to figure out which shadows you want to prioritize first, and not only that, but also how you get a hold of these materials to level up your shadows and increase your army size. Let's start off first by looking at our shadows. We can look at Iron here. You can see they have a passive, the Shadows Authority. All team members max HP increases by 7.5%, so each shadow does have a different one. You can see Igris' Shadow Authority provides a 4% increase to your crit chance, which is the meta now. Previously, before the global launch, crit was not working as intended, which is why I didn't go for Igris, but now Igris is one of the most ideal choices. And speaking of ideal choices, we do have Blade here as well. They provide a passive attack increase, which makes them a fantastic shadow as well. So just looking at those passives of these first 3 shadows, the order in which you should unlock them is Igris first, obviously, you have no choice there, and next up you want to go for Blades. They'll provide you a nice boost in damage. They have a bunch of AoE abilities, so they will make clearing the story a bit easier as you use your shadows to your advantage. Iron should be the third unlock you have. They are very decent, but it does take you a while to get the proper hunters to take advantage of this HP boost, so don't sweat it too much. The good thing about Igris is that the crit bonus they provide is totally universal, and every single hunter we have, including Jinwoo, will scale off a higher crit chance. The same can't be said for attack. Only certain hunters do scale off attack. We have hunters like Cha, the recent rate up banner. We have Silvermane Yunhu. These are the units that would benefit from this. The same premise applies to Iron. He provides HP, so hunters like Emma, we have Jiwoo as well. They're the ones that will benefit from him. So that's why Igris is the general recommendation right now. Igris is the one shadow you definitely want to upgrade first. You can see here by promoting your shadows, their Shadows Authority does increase as you continue to rank them up. So 5% here, then 6%, 7%, and then that caps it off there. They also do obtain new skills. So as you see, once you do reach the night mark, you get a new obtained skill, the Blade Axle, which provides a fantastic bonus, a 100% attack boost, which is exactly the same as Blades. He provides a similar boost. Let's go to his promotion, and you can see once you unlock that skill, again 100% bonus there, and he scales off attack as well. So these are the 2 damage dealing units we have when it comes to shadows. Of course, taking a look at Iron, they provide a different set of skills. You can see once they're promoted to Knight, their skill is a little bit different. Instead of providing an attack boost, they provide a shield, which is equal to 10% of the user's max HP, and it's granted to all shadows. So again, you are picking and choosing which shadow you prefer to make things very easy for you. Just stick with Igris, promote them as much as you can, but before you do upgrade them, because it does cost this material here, which is known as the Traces of Shadow, you do want to wait to at least unlock 2 other shadows, because when you go to form a team, let me show you here, if we go to an encore mission for example, and we go ahead and start forming our team, you can see you bring 3 shadows with you. So if you do miss one, and you stick with upgrading a shadow, you do miss out on the bonuses and damage they provide. The bonus, I mean the attack damage they deal, and the various skills they apply. Only a single shadow will have their authority applied, so if you go here, it only applies Blade's Shadow Authority, which provides an attack increase by 3%. The passive is listed here, but if we switch to Igris for example, by unequipping Blades and clicking the first slot here, we equip them and boom bam, there you see, our team now gets a 4% crit increase, exactly what we want to see. But again, that doesn't mean that using Iron is bad, especially if you have a bunch of hunters that scale off HP, such as Jiwoo and Emma. It might be honestly the better option. Again, that is why you do have multiple unlocked. And before we cover where you get these materials from, we look at our army level down here. You can start to advance your army level once you start getting more shadow energy, and as you do rank it up, you can see not only do we get a total power increase, we also increase our max capacity for our army from 14,000 to 15,000 now, very nice. And if you look at the bottom here, you can see we have a limited number of shades, and it does cap out at a certain point, so we have up to 15,000, and as you go into battles and you start using your shadows, this number goes down. You can see this information tab here, that shades will be consumed upon using shadows. Shades can be obtained from various game modes where you play play as Sung Jinwoo, such as story mode or gates, which is exactly what it means. So doing the story mode does refill your shadows essentially, and if you're wondering where to get these materials from, that being the traces of shadow, you can press the source button here. It says when you enter a gate, you do get provided them. You also do unlock them from the story mode as well, but let's pop over to gates. I'll show you how to get a trace of shadow. Let's take a gander at what options we have. We have this A rank gate here, and yeah, you see there, we can get a trace of shadow. And one quick tip I want to provide you is when you have a red gate, you can actually refresh it to get an S rank gate. You will not lose it. Watch as I do rescan. I'm going to do that here. Doesn't change the fact that the red gate will stay. So you saw there, not only did I change the level, I also managed to rescan and get a brand new red gate that did go from an A rank all the way to an S rank. So if we look at the rewards, you can see we get the traces of shadow and also all these shadow materials. We do have a chance, of course, they are not guaranteed. So the shadow energy, like I showed you earlier, to level up our army will be obtained from here. Again, that's why you always want to do gates. They provide such amazing resources, exactly what you need to progress and upgrade multiple avenues in the game. But let's go ahead and sweep. I have that free special sweep. Let's see, do we get a trace of shadow? And no, but as you can see here, we got the shades. That is because it was a Jinwoo gate, so it did refill our shades. So if you were to do a gate for hunters, for example, you would not get the shades back. Just something to keep note of. Let's sweep this gate as well just to show you. And again, we did not get any shades because we are capped out now, but we did get one of the materials, the abysmal fragments. It is used to enhance one of your shadows, so we can check that right here. Let's go back to the army of shadows, click on Igris for example, and go right here. You can see the growth upgrade, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Let's get 2 in, and as you'll see in a second, from doing the enhancement, we got an army total power up. It is very minuscule, but hey, it does add up at the end of the day. Now, you might notice that I don't have tank unlocked. That is because I don't really see a use for them right now. I'd rather save my traces of shadow, which are very hard to get, and actually upgrade a shadow I do use. There is no real point in the early game, or even the mid game, to unlock a shadow you don't plan on using, and tank is most definitely not a shadow you will use. At least I can't think of a good reason why. If you are wondering what tank does, is he provides a defense bonus, and not a lot of our hunters do scale off defense right now. It is not one of the ideal stats, so that is why I will not unlock tank. I don't see a reason why. You can only use 3 shadows at once, and these 3 are the main combo I will be using. Obviously, if you're missing iron, for example, you can get tank instead. That is up to you, but I find iron much more useful. Tank does provide a stun, but you do have to upgrade him all the way. Again, not worth it. Igris is the way to go, and then blades, of course, and then doing iron next up, and then tank, and then this guy here, he will eventually be released. He is a ways away, so don't worry. There's no need to save your traces of shadow for him. I'm sure he most definitely will not take Igris' spot. So yeah, that should cover shadows. They are a very useful feature in the game. They'll make or break missions for you, especially based on how much damage they can deal. Timing is very important, and when you're doing Jinwoo missions, if you have the auto feature on, where your hunters are automatically tagged in, it'll also tag in your shadows automatically as well. So if you wanted to do it manually, which is probably recommended to optimize your damage, you do have to turn that off, and let me show you exactly what that is. So do you see in the top left hand corner, you'll see we have auto on for the F3. That means our hunters will automatically be pushed in, and that does include our shadows. You can see it says auto right next to our shadow, that being the Z key. So we don't actually have to press it ourselves. The game will do it automatically, but it will do it at the wrong times. Trust me, I've experienced it over and over again. And here we have a great display of all our shadows. We have iron, Igris, and blades, the perfect trio you want to use. Anyways, hopefully that covered shadows for you. This should have given you enough info to know exactly who to go for. Igris first, obviously you have no choice. Then you want to go for blades and iron. You can go for tank as well. It depends if you want HP or defense. And then once you have 3 unlocked, I recommend just going ahead and upgrading Igris. Let me know if you have a different opinion on that. You can of course unlock tank. Unless you are pay to win, you won't see a benefit. That is my opinion, of course. Let me know what you think. So that was everything I had for you today. If you enjoyed, drop a like. Be sure to subscribe as well, and drop a comment if you have any questions or opinions. This is Zaf signing out.